Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite golf podcast, Closed Course. I'm your host, Blake Horseland, here with my co-hosts, Liam and Eric, and super excited about today's podcast. Today's guest has spent years making some of the toughest people on earth question their career choices. He's a former UFC welterweight champion, one of the greatest fighters to ever step into the Octagon, and thankfully today, we're handing him golf clubs instead of gloves. We're diving into championship mindsets, life outside the cage, why golf might be even more frustrating than fighting, and plenty of stories you've probably never heard before. Let's tee it up with the Nigerian Nightmare himself, Kamaru Usman.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, man, appreciate you coming on Close
Appreciate you
Course.
making the time on fight week.
Yeah, big week.
We're getting there.
How you feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah?
Feeling good.
Good.
It's always good to be here in training camp in Denver. Gives me a chance to be isolated for a while. So that's always good. I didn't know I needed that.
Yeah.
But early on in my career, I wasn't like that. But, as you get deeper into it, yeah, it's not a bad thing.
So what do you mean by that? Just like away from friends and family and distractions?
Yeah.
Why is it different here?
It's different so you can actually focus on a singular goal. So we're in the gym just working exactly what we need to get out of it. So it closes out the door for a lot of, distractions. Yeah.
So how long you been here in Denver? For
This one's been pretty short. I've only been here a couple of weeks now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this one's been pretty short. But usually I like to, when I go into camp, you like to be there about 8 weeks.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say your last fight, you were here for
Yeah, I was here for
about
quite
a couple
some time.
months.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, because we brought you in, got fitted for clubs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You swung them yet?
I was saying, yeah.
Yeah, I swung him a couple of times, but I had a little situation, so it's prevented me from, going out there and
As often as
swinging
you
a lot
want.
more as much as I want.
Playing too much, yeah. So, so going into like a fight like this, obviously you've been around. What's different mentally from, say, years in the past where you're younger, things may be different? Is it any different, or is it the exact same the way you're preparing for a fight now as opposed to 10 years ago?
Well, I mean, the old saying kind of works. If it, they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's partially part of it. But at the end of the day, each and every day that goes by, we're aging, and it's just father time.
Yeah.
Your
Undefeated.
body's not going to do what it did at 20, at 40.
Yeah.
So it's understanding that and making the appropriate adjustments and doing the right things to make sure that you give yourself a better chance to look like you're 20. Yeah.
Do you do stuff now, like for your body, that you didn't do 10 years ago? Because, maybe then you're like,
Well, absolutely. I mean, it takes some, and my coaches joke and they mess with me all the time because it takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to warm up. And then probably another 30 minutes after we're done with training to kind of cool down and stretch. So these are things that, had I known early on, probably would have saved me some injuries. Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people are like that, though. Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
You get wiser as you get older, kind of thing. Any career. You could say the same thing. Probably football players do the same thing, you know what I mean? Hockey, baseball, whatever it is. As they get older, you got to stretch out a little bit more and do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it now with, you take someone like LeBron, for an example.
Yep.
And how much he spends on himself and his body. And that's not something that you think about on the way up. You just kind of, all right, just doing what I'm doing. I can just go play. I can just get up and play, and that's it. You're not thinking that longevity to being able to do it for a long, long time. So, we're starting to see it more and more now.
I said Tom Brady
Times
spoke
change.
pretty openly about it. He was like, his whole thing was like he didn't eat like a strawberries or whatever for like his whole life because just like a bunch of different diet restrictions and all that kind of stuff. It's crazy.
He took it very serious.
Very a little too, yeah.
Strawberries?
I thought that was a good thing. Yeah. I was like, oh, fuck.
He was the avocado guy.
Yeah. So when you're, getting ready for a fight, are you able to get out and golf at all, or do you kind of?
There is moments, little pockets in there where you can do it, but I haven't gotten being straight honest. I haven't gotten the bug yet to sacrifice that time.
That's fair.
So if you think about our schedule, we might have, let's say, a tough week, but we'll spar maybe twice a week. Let's say that sparring usually takes place midday, which doesn't leave a lot of time before and after. But let's say we move the sparring to the mornings and we're able to get it done before noon. Now you kind of have a good 4 or 5 hours in between there to say, all right, I'm going to commit that 5 hours to getting out and playing 18 holes. I haven't got that bug yet to do it.
That's a lot.
If I'm free the whole day,
Yeah.
yes, I might go do it. But Justin, my friend Justin is like, oh, I'm going to train at this time. I'm going before and I'm going after. So he's caught that bug.
That's what I was going to ask, because obviously we all know Justin here.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he does to, I think, step away to decompress. So what do you do to decompress then?
Oh, man, to be honest, I still am longing to find that. At one point, a couple years back, I had surgery, and once I had the surgery, I was kind of sitting for a while, and then I'm like, okay, let me do something. My PT is almost semi-pro, a pickleball player, and so her and her husband play all the time, and they keep inviting me. I'm like, all right, let me go try it. So I played the first time. I was pretty bad, but I got it, and I liked it. I'm like, okay, so I started doing it regularly, and I was getting better at it. And to the point where I'm like, you know, I like this. And then just like any real athlete, I look at the stats and I look at the pros. I'm like, okay, I'm not far off. I could probably in a couple of years, give me some training. I could probably get there.
There you go.
So you start having these thoughts, and then it's like, okay, I realize how tough that is on the body as well. And so it's like, okay, wait, let me finish what I'm doing first before I switch over to that.
The courts are so hard. I feel like it's just brutal on your joints.
Oh yeah, just stop and twisting, and I felt them.
Yeah. And you do see it is like a different level. I always laugh because, Justin said a couple times, like, when this is all over, he's like, I might give it a shot at the senior tour. And I'm like, Justin, you're good. You're not that good. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, those guys are on a whole nother level.
No.
Well, here's the thing with Justin is Justin is probably one of the, if not, I don't want to say lucky, but good fortune just follows him. I mean, we're talking last year. I mean, we're talking he had a stretch, a couple months of just everything. Go out there, win this fight, come back, go to the casino, win about 80 grand, come back, go to the Fanatic Sports, win a Ferrari.
Yes.
I mean, I'm talking a stretch of just boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, something might be, might be some angels watching over you here.
Yeah.
So, and this is, if anything about him is the indication of who he is he's one of those guys you just can't. If he says he wants to do it, it's almost
He is
impossible.
built different. He has that mindset, and he goes for it, man.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know if you know Dustin Jacoby. He fights kind of,
No, Dustin.
He's good buddies with us, and he's kind of like that as well. If you go to the casino with him, you just follow what he does. And then he came to Vegas, played in our tournament, won 10 grand, knocked some guy out a week before that. It's just like, it just kind of like follows people like that. Every time he goes to the casino, I'm like, I'm coming. I'll just give you my money and I'll just tail you.
You know what? I try to do that with Justin, but Justin is kind of, he's like a little brother who doesn't really want me to shine. And so he won't. He goes to the casino, wins like 50 grand one night, and he's like, oh, I'm going again. Come with me. I'm like, how about I just give you my 4 grand, turn it into 20, and just bring it back to me?
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, what do you mean? Not doing that? Please do that.
Yeah.
So he's one of those guys. He wants me there. But if I'm there, based on the way that they play, if I'm there, I don't understand some of that. They're making side bets here, big bets here. All these little things that I'm not, well versed on. So I'm like, man, this is not as fun for me as it is for you.
Yeah, it's a lot of craps they play, right?
Yeah.
I don't really get that either.
I wish I did.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
just
so
like,
much on the
okay,
craps
2
table.
numbers, 6, 8. All right, roll the dice.
Roll the
All right.
dice.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
It's crazy. Like craps it's so intimidating, but it's like the easiest game to
That's
win
what they
at.
say.
Yeah,
Best
they do
odds.
say it's the best
Yeah.
odds.
I mean, yeah, they say that, but I'm looking. I'm like, there's roulette right there. There's red, there's black,
And there's numbers.
and there's maybe green. Yeah, so it's like I ain't just bet red or black the whole time.
That's
and-
true.
Yeah,
but they say it's actually better odds than that.
that's what they say.
Yeah, roulette's the worst odds
Really?
in the casino. Yeah.
How? Yeah. it's red or black.
I love it. I'm a
How
blackjack
is
guy.
that-
Yeah, but now they got 0, 00.
Yeah,
Some casinos
true,
have triple
true.
0 now.
Really?
Which is fucked
Yeah.
up. To have
Yeah.
That's so
000.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Whenever I say like, "Oh, I'm going to go to the casino," people always tell me like, "Just look around. They don't build this thing off of luck."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly. I mean, people
Absolutely.
win, obviously, but
So true.
I don't.
Yeah. You mentioned mindset a little bit. So I want to get into that because obviously everybody knows golf is like a huge mental game. Obviously you have to be crazy talented, but there's a fine line between like the best and the greatest, and most of that is mental. When it comes to fighting, I think people don't realize just how much of a mental game it is. Obviously people think you go in there and you just the strongest man wins, but that's not always the case. So for a fight like this, how do you get ready mentally?
Well, I think it's part of the physical preparation is being able to. It goes hand in hand. When you're building the physical, you're also building the mental.
Mm-hmm.
If you've done your job building the physical, then mentally you're going to be strong enough to deal with certain pains and certain situations that may happen. So it's in preparation. I would say it goes mainly about 80% physical you're building, but by the time you're ready to step in there, it kind of flips to where it's more 80% mental. Because you think about this, you guys both come in, and that's what they say. This is a fair fight. You guys both come in. You both have to weigh in. So you both weigh in same weight class. So at this point, there's this particular set of rules that you both have to abide by. So it's a fair fight.
I never really thought of it like
And
that.
so you prepared, they prepared. So when you get in there, he has his physical attributes, you have your physical attributes. Now you have to be able to mentally use those attributes to win, to best that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a complete mind flip to where it's 80%. It's a chess match. And
Yeah.
So when you're going up against to fight someone, how much time are you spending on that person versus like, I don't want to worry about them, it's all about me?
No, I mean, I think I wouldn't say a ton of time, but I think you'll be foolish to go in and compete with someone and you're not paying any attention to where they excel at, and maybe they have weaknesses. I mean, that's kind of stupid. Like, who doesn't want to? If you're playing against anyone, whether it's a tennis match or anything,
Watch tape, right?
You watch tape.
Yeah.
If while you're watching tape, you can realize, oh, they have a really bad forehand. That's where you're going to try to exploit. So same thing here. We study, and I don't get too much into it because at the end of the day, they have to prepare for me.
Yeah.
And so we study, and I see the strengths and I see the weaknesses, and I try to manipulate that as much as possible.
Yeah, because Dustin told me he used to watch a lot more tape, and then he's like, I would find myself almost building a monster that like wasn't there. Because you're looking for the things that they do well, and then he's like, I would get in the ring and then be like, they're not as good as I thought they were. So he's kind of pivoted his mindset a little bit based on what he's told me.
Yeah, I mean, some people do that to where they focus solely on someone, and I mean, I've been able to exploit that myself because when I came into the game, I was a heavy grappler, heavy wrestler, and I had this particular skill that a lot of those guys didn't have. And so they knew I was going to use it. And so, of course, they're going to watch a bunch of tape and they're going to try to prepare for that. But are you preparing for that? If I train something else completely different, you don't know. Now you get in there, now you're stuck. You're like, oh, well, I was ready for this skill. He's not using that skill.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the more experienced you are, you realize that at the end of the day, a fight's a fight.
Yeah.
You prepare yourself the best way possible, and you go out and try to execute. And I'm sure I see it with some of these golfers because, I mean, I live in Florida. So if you know anything about that, I live right there where all these guys live.
Yeah.
Jupiter and all this place. So, yeah, I get to see them quite a bit. And, yeah, it's a difficult game.
Yeah,
for sure.
I was just say it's very similar in the fact that like it's just yes, obviously you're fighting somebody, but it's really you that you're like competing against. And golf is very similar. They're obviously golfing against other people, but really it's their mind, and their physical attributes that they're training and they're fighting not against. So I find it interesting how much there is some crossover there with fighters and golfers as far as like this.
Yeah, I think a big thing is for us it's you're one-on-one.
Yeah.
I'm actually in there. Yes, of course, I build my skills and I want to be my best at that night, but I'm actually going head to head in there to where, yes, in golf, you have a whole field of people where you're trying to still stay within the numbers and progress each and every day in the tournament. So, yeah, it's tough. Obviously, you see certain players, they play better when they're, let's say it's a scramble or they're going up head to head against someone, and it's a little more fun. They have a little bit more competitive edge.
That's kind of like Justin, too. Whenever you play him for money or it's like hole 16, 17, 18, he just like plays better. I'm like, now's the time he's going to fuck up. Now the time he's going to do something dumb. And he never does. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a money for him, yeah.
I'm just going to tell him he's lucky. I'm just going to say you said that.
He is the I mean, something's just watching over him.
Yeah.
He beat me the other day in what is it, I don't want to. Is it shuffleboard?
Yeah.
He beat me the other day and took $60. Actually, I didn't pay him. I didn't pay him.
So you owe him 60. He owes me 50. So maybe,
When he asks for him, say, "Hey, you owe somebody some money."
Yeah, there you go.
exactly. It's true. It's a true story.
That's great, actually. That's great. So we got a couple segments. First one, first swing. So you said you kind of haven't, caught the bug yet, if you will. But when was like one of your, you first started to golf?
When I first started, it was a while. Well, I was putting before. Obviously, putt, miniature golf. Everyone does that. So I was doing that at first. I'm like, I'm actually kind of good at this thing, And then you get out there and actually have to swing it. And I have to say this: there are some people who are just naturally can
Oh, for sure.
make contact and get the ball out naturally. My daughter, first time driving the ball,
Really?
and I'm like, what? That took me so many tries. I missed it a few times, but obviously that's the mechanics. When you're an elite athlete and I'm an adult, I've built muscles in different ways, swinging something, maybe swinging a baseball bat in a different way than where for kids, they don't know that yet.
Yeah.
They just naturally get into it. Even in tennis, I go out there, I'm hitting balls, and they're going over the fence.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do these guys keep the ball in the court? Until after repetition, you get it. So for me, it took me I would say a couple of months. And yeah, every now and again, I might still look away from the ball and and hit and miss it. But for the most part, now I can make contact. Now it's just the biggest thing for me is controlling that direction, which way it goes.
Yeah. Well, I still worry about that too.
Yeah, I was just saying, listen, I'm not a world-class athlete. And
I was at the Corn Ferry event today, and there was a couple guys who just they just hit it in a weird direction, and it's like, even those guys do that. You see it all the time. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So we were kind of talking about like how you prepare for a fight, and I don't know how much info you can kind of talk about the Dricus fight, but when you're looking at someone like that, is there anything that's going on in your head about certain things that he does or what you want to do?
I mean, it's pretty common. I mean, I've been a veteran in the game now. I've been there, done that. I bought the T-shirt already. So, with Dricus, he's very tough, big, strong, and kind of a hard-nosed guy, and surprisingly still pretty young. I feel like he's been at it for a long, long time, but he's still pretty young. But with him, he's going to go hard. He's going to come, and he knows he's the bigger guy, so he's going to try to use that. And so for me, it's just, exploiting some of his weaknesses. We saw him lose the title, and he did that up against a skill that I have, and I'm pretty well-versed with it. And so I just think I'm different. I think the way that I approach it, and that's the hardest thing to understand is because I'm not in those guys' head. I don't see myself the way they see me. I mean, some people could say that, but I truly don't know what's going on in your mind when you are standing across from me. And so I've been across from a lot of people, and it's gone my way. And so hopefully I'm doing something right, and I have a specific skill that just breaks them down. And I'm looking to go out there and utilize that.
I have a question for you. So obviously you've fought at the highest level in front of 20, 30,000 people, whatever it is. I always think back because like again, going back to golf, like you kind of have to be such in the zone and block everything out. When you're walking up there, do you hear the heckling? Do you hear the crowd? Obviously, when you're in the ring, probably not. But that walk up, do you hear like what's going through your mind?
It's an interesting experience, very, very interesting, and it's unlike nothing else.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure in golf it's pretty, if you got a long putt to definitely put this away. I'm sure there's a lot of nerves and a lot of, or you're at the line about to shoot this free throw to ice the game, and I'm sure there's a lot of nerves there, but it's inherently different when you add an element of danger. So at the end of the day, it's another contest, it's another fight, but I'm really in danger.
Yeah.
So I'm walking out to potentially death.
The rush.
And so it is a combination of emotions that can't really be explained. You just have to feel it. Feeling you're about to piss and shit yourself.
Yeah. Gladiator.
On the way,
Gladiator.
exactly.
Yeah,
you're walking towards death, and your mind knows it, because all day it's known this is coming, it's known this is happening. You're in the back and you're sleepy. You're just wanting to just sleep. And why? You have a competition coming up, but your body is just like scared, it's anxious, it's excited, it's nervous, all of these emotions at once. But you have to still walk towards that. So your mind is saying, no, let's go home, let's run, we don't want to do this. But you still put one foot in front of the other and you walk towards that cage. And yes, some people can zone in and zone out. You have those moments to where you can hear people, you can see people, and it's learning kind of how to master that, because that can definitely throw you off as well. Yeah, and it's learning how to deal with the emotions. And I've kind of built up a little routine in my head, but it's still, each one's different. And once you're in there, there's moments to where you zone out.
Yeah.
And you zone out, and then you can hear one person, and it's 20,000 people around you. You might hear one person go, "You suck," and it's like, whoa.
Maybe come up there.
It's been a roller coaster. It's been a journey, but I remember the first few times. I think I fought in Orlando. I believe this was my second fight in the UFC, and it was earlier on I think I was maybe the third fight of the night. So the arena was still filling up. It's still not completely full yet. And we're fighting, and I have the guy up against the cage, and I'm doing something, and it's like you're in the zone, and now you can hear people. And some guy said something like, "Come on, what are you doing? This is crap." And I'm like, the fuck? But you go into those modes where you zone in and you zone out, and when you're dialed in, for some reason you could still hear your corners, and it's 20,000 people around you. But it's, you've built those voices up in your head. In training, you hear their voices all the time. And so when you're out there, you can pick them out of...
I've never really thought about that. Like with how loud everything is, yet your corner is over, barking instruction or whatever it is, but you can hear them. That's interesting. Yeah. That gives me goosebumps, man. The walk that you described, man. Oh, I remember we used to fuck around and box in my garage, and I would freak out back in the day in high school. I can't imagine doing something like, the nerves, because you're right. Like you're walking towards danger, and that's something no really other sport, really, especially where it's just you. There's no team around you. It's just you. There's no really other sport that can compare to that.
Yeah, I would say it's also probably the most naked you will feel.
Like vulnerable, if you will.
Yes, you will be. I remember my first ever fight, and you train before that, you train leading up to the fight, but training is not the same thing, because when you're training, you don't really have malicious intent to hurt the people in your gym that you're training with, the people that are helping you prepare. You don't really have that malicious intent to hit them and hurt them. But then when you get in a fight and you hit someone to try to separate them from consciousness is I remember just like it was yesterday. I'm in the fight, and I remember the first time I hit him in the head. I'm like, oh shit, that's what that feels like. Because you're not, and when we spar in the gym, we're not sparring with the actual 4-ounce fight.
Yeah.
So the first time I really hit someone to try to hurt them, I was like, oh shit. I was like, and then I got hit. I was like, okay, yeah, that's what that feels like.
Yeah.
All right, that's different. But
That's crazy.
it's an experiment. You just vulnerable. You just feel so vulnerable out there. All these people around you, cheering and screaming, and you're pretty much in just underwear and little bitty gloves.
Yeah.
So you just feel so naked out there.
So when you go out and you're fighting someone, and you said it's different from training because you're trying to, knock that person out. Do some fights, is it more personal, or for you, because you seem very even-keeled, like it doesn't get to you, but like for the Colby Covington fights, were those different than the other fights you've had?
Yeah, I mean, some fights are going to be a little bit more, oomph behind it, a little bit more smoke, and I've been fortunate to have a couple of those, which has been great. Obviously, you need a dance partner.
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to get somewhere, you need someone who's going to bring the eyes. Like there was a point Mayweather won so much, everyone kind of just like bored watching it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's boring.
Yeah.
But you wanted to tune in when you felt like the opponent had a legitimate chance, right? And so it's kind of one of those. Most of my career has been understanding that this is a job. But then you'll get like a fight like a Covington where he brings a lot more to the table than just another fight. So those moments lead up to the most anxiety and and overcoming all of that gives you the biggest highs. And so it's, I'm grateful for each and every one of it.
Yeah, I don't know how much you want to talk about him, but I just find that stuff so entertaining. Like, I watch the YouTube videos like John Jones, DC, Aldo, McGregor, like you, Covington. So how do you guys feel about each other now? Do you guys talk? Is it just
we don't talk. But it's,
if you guys see each other, is it like absolute bad blood, or is it like, hey, we had our little thing, it was cool, good entertainment?
But there's so mutual
I beat your
respect
ass and we're on.
The thing is, it's two parts. One is for men, we have to understand this. For boys, men, male species, there's just something that flows through us, which is obviously testosterone driven, that flows through us to where the ultimate thing that we can do when there's no more answers is what? Anger. We're going to fight. You lock two kids in a room and you put one toy in there. At some point, they're going to fight. It's just natural. That's what we do. And once we do that, we've let out that energy. And once you let out that energy, that's where you're at your peace, you're at your calmness. It's either you win or you lose. And if you lose, it's like you understand that man is better than me on this day. So I have nothing else but respect, because what am I going to do? Make more problems and he's going to beat me up again? He just did it. So with that, that's why you see fighters will talk as much trash as they want to be leading up to the fight, and then after the fight they're going to hug it out. Because when you share something like that, it's almost like a spiritual dance. And then when you share something like that so intimate, it definitely gives you that ultimate respect. Well, with me and him, of course, he said a lot of things that I didn't necessarily like, but we got in there and I handled it. And so if I see him, it's mutual respect.
It's fine.
What are we going to do? Fight again? I'm going to win.
Do it again.
Yeah, you guys are prize fighters for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's great. No, that's great.
So with fight week coming up next week, what does the week look like for you?
Well,
when do you leave town? When do you land in Vegas?
It's been pretty busy. I mean,
or is it in Vegas
no, I'm actually in Oklahoma City.
That's right.
Oh.
So usually, depending on where the location is, obviously if it's somewhere where it's a different climate, different altitude, you kind of gauge how much time you can afford to to not have there or spend there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's Oklahoma City, which is sea level, which is not, crazy far. And so I think Monday fight week, maybe Tuesday, is perfect time. Just go there, knock out all the obligations, get the fight done, move on. But if I'm traveling across the world, going somewhere, then you might want to leave maybe 2-3 weeks before just to get acclimated.
Yeah.
But we do have a segment for you. We call it Dream Foursome. So if you could play a round of golf with 3 other people, who would it be?
Well, of course, Tiger.
Okay.
We gotta, I gotta have some interesting conversations with Tiger right now. So
You're driving the golf cart, though, right?
yeah. Well, and then he lives right there in Jupiter as well.
Jupiter,
so I would say Tiger. I mean, Scotty's winning everything right now.
Okay.
And he also is down there as well. I would say him, and I would say, who do I think is fun? I've seen him play. I think
It doesn't have to
it
be
might
golf.
be Jag. I think it might. Oh, it's just random.
Yeah,
someone
anybody.
random?
Anybody.
It doesn't
Dead
have
or
to be
alive.
I thought you were
golfers.
just trying to
dead
get
or
better.
alive, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Obviously, Tiger's probably
I'm not
still in there.
winning any of these.
Yeah.
But I'm at least picking up tips. I'm understanding
exactly.
what's going on, and we're talking.
Yeah.
That'd
That's
be
what
cool.
we're sharing.
Hell
Me
yeah,
and
that'd be
Tiger were
awesome.
sharing a beer. We're talking. So what happened there? We're having
Tiger's got some
conversations.
stories, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I would say LeBron.
Oh.
Because he's starting the golf a
Yeah.
little
He
bit
is. He's
more.
getting
I think he
now.
got the bug.
Yeah,
And, yeah, and obviously there's that viral clip of him, so there's just certain people that I'm gonna have fun with
Yeah.
on the course, and so I think I'll put him in there too.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
And of course Justin, just because.
yeah.
But he would we at some point would probably start fighting.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
course.
Yeah, like
The
we've said on a lot of episodes, Justin's just a vibe guy.
Yeah.
Like even on the course, man, he's just always positive energy, just absolute vibe of a guy.
Well, before we let you go, too, we got one more segment for you, and it's called Caddy Advice. And I'm excited to hear some of your advice because you're a wise man, I feel like. But if you had any advice, whether it be career, golf, life, whatever it is, what would you tell our listeners?
Any advice? I would say this is one of the best things that I've heard in a long, long time, and it was a viral clip from a roundtable discussion between, I want to say, Robert De Niro, Shia LaBeouf, Tom Hanks, and all these guys. And I think it was Tom Hanks that said, it doesn't matter what's going on right now, as long as you understand that this too shall pass. And it was something that hits you so hard because it's for someone I've had the highs of highs, I've had lows of lows, I've had it all, the roller coaster. And so the biggest thing that I think as humans that we're not really taught or we don't understand is that this is going to pass. Whatever situation we're in at this very moment, you might not feel that same way tomorrow. So of course I'm hurting, something's going on right now, but give it an hour. I might feel a little different. Give it a day. I might feel a week or a month. You might feel different. And so I think that's understanding that just because you're on top of the world today, that doesn't mean next year you're going to be that way. It's understanding that this too shall pass. Whether it's a good or a bad feeling.
I like that.
It's, so true, too. Good or bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, it doesn't have to be necessarily bad. Like everything kind of passes. What about any, would you have any, obviously a lot of fighters look up to you. Would you have any advice for like a fighter kind of trying to break into the market, if you will? Don't.
Well, I would say it's a very interesting thing that we do as fighters. But for me, the main advice that I would give fighters is just be consistent with what you're doing. Because consistency is really the only way to truly measure progress. Because if you think about it, if I come into training and I do different things every single day, how do I know how much I've improved from yesterday? If I come in and I'm practicing my right kicks and I'm terrible today, but then I come back tomorrow and I'm doing something else. And I come back the following day, I'm doing something else. I come back the following day, I'm doing something else. And then a month later, I'm like, okay, let me do the right kick. How do I know if I've progressed, if I've gotten better, if I haven't been consistent with what I set out to do? So for me, that consistency is truly the only way to measure progress. Yeah.
That's great. I mean, and that can be so much deeper too. That can be life in general, man. No matter what career you're in or what it is. That's
if I'm gonna go out and I want to be a better three-point shooter or a free throw shooter, if I don't constantly practice it, how do I know my form's getting better? I can't really tell you. I might go out there one day and get lucky and make a few if I haven't been practicing, but I don't truly know if I've progressed.
Yeah, because they're putting up thousands of shots a day.
Yeah.
And I guess before we get out of here too, obviously this weekend there's a big fight. McGregor comes back. Do you have any opinions or predictions on the Max McGregor fight?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about it. Me and Henry, we talked about it on our pod as well. Of course, everyone's kind of counting Conor out, all this and that. The one thing I see that's another thing is the human mind. Everyone's different. So no one really knows my capacity. And so, even though I've been gone for a while, my last fight, I didn't fight for 2 years, and everyone was like, oh, well, you can't do it. This guy's a young, hungry guy, and I went out there and showed him it doesn't matter. So the same with Conor. Yeah, he's been out for a while, but we don't truly know how he's prepared. But we do know this one thing, the science, and this sport with time changes. Max has been more active. Max has been in there a lot recent. So Max has a flow. And I think the longer the fight progresses, we're going to start to see that in Max. But Conor is just, man, he's special. He's one of those guys that can come out there. And I mean, we've seen him do some amazing things. He can't come out there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He's entertaining. Obviously, he's been the biggest that we've seen in the sport. But I'm not counting him out. But I would say this: the longer that fight goes, the less of his odds. The less his odds are going to go up.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, and you mentioned your podcast. Yeah, how do you like doing the pound for pound podcast? How's it treating you?
It's good. It's great. It was just something that I didn't necessarily want to do a combat sports podcast. It was just, like I said, I had a pretty big surgery a few years back, and I knew I was going to be sitting at home recovering, and I was just like, man, I want to do something, rather than just sitting at home being bored. And so I got with my management team, and they were just like, well, what are you interested in? I'm like, man, the one thing that I do have is I have access. I have access to so many people and such a vast just Rolodex of just people that I can talk to, the people that are fascinated by me, that I'm fascinated by. And I'm like, I like that. I would like to have conversations with them. Like I might be watching the Cosbys. I'm like, man, I love his wife. I want to have a conversation with her. And then I'm like, well, how can I do that? And then I'm thinking, okay, I could probably just have a show where I can do that. And like Joe Rogan, that's the one thing that I love about Joe. If Joe somehow goes, I'm thinking about what's in space this week. All right, let's find an astrophysicist. Let's find an astrophysicist to come in and sit with me, and we'll talk about something.
It's so funny.
What I feel like, prepare. That's how he prepares.
And that's what I found so fascinating about it. Where I'm like, okay, you know what? I will entertain doing this. And then somehow everyone just kept asking, well, what do you think about this fight and that fight and that fight? Next thing you know, it turns into a combat sports podcast. But I love it. Me and Henry, we kind of found a good flow.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, you guys have a great synergy, and definitely. Yeah.
And they can just find that anywhere they listen to podcasts?
Yeah, anywhere. We're on Spotify, YouTube, I think Apple as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming in again. And obviously people can find you, on all the socials and all that. And be sure to tune into the fight. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Right. Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.